Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Brandon Warvillius. Alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com with Raider Baseball coming your way here this evening from beautiful Raider Field here in Selma, Indiana. We welcome the 10-5 and conference of 3-1 Daleville Broncos as they take on your 13-6 and 4-0 in the conference Wapahani Raiders. Glad to have all you with us here for some evening baseball here on the WHS Network as we get right into things with our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. Wapahani coming into tonight's game. Their last time out was on Saturday, in which we split a pair of games there in the Wapahani Invitational, in which the Raiders won that one by a final score in the second game of 10-0. In the first game, well, we didn't fare too well. We got off to an unfortunate start. Was down 5-0 early, came back and tied it late in the game. Tied it all at 5, and then gave up 3 runs towards the end of the game there, and unfortunately fell 8-5. So, we was able to bounce back from that, get the 10-0 victory over Cambridge City, and now we're coming in here in tonight's game with a little bit of momentum coming on from that game. And, anytime you can come out here, play on your home field, it's always a great day for baseball here from Raider Field. So this is a big game here tonight, folks. Daleville, obviously, I think they're ranked number 2 in Class 1A. Your Raiders ranked number 6 in 2A. This is a very, very big conference game. So a lot of excitement here. Hopefully we'll have a nice crowd out here this evening. But to really take a look here at some things, some team stats here overall. First for Wapahani. As a team, they're hitting .318. with 6 home runs, also 140 runs scored. Along with that, 157 hits and a .318 on-base percentage as a team. Now from the pitching side, the Raiders getting it done on the pitching side of things as well. 113 and a third innings pitched so far. They have a 1.73 ERA, which accumulates there to 48 runs. 28 of those 48 are earned. Along with that, 84 hits, 38 walks, and 125 strikeouts from the pitching side of the baseball here for Wapahani. Now, Daleville, here on the other side of things, they've gotten it going early and often with the offense this year. Through 15 games so far on the season, a .358 batting average, 8 home runs, 132 runs scored, so 8 runs shy of Wapahani so far on the season. Also, 128 hits, a .472 on-base percentage, and get this, 31 stolen bases. So they like to run, they like to get out, get guys on base, especially their first 3 guys here. Josh Price leading things off as a big-time not only threat to get on base, but then to steal a base as well. So the key here for Wapahani, obviously you want to get off to a good start on both sides of the baseball, but you want to limit the amount of times that Price and the rest of these guys can get on as much as possible, because they will get themselves in scoring position and they have the guys available to knock them in. So hopefully the pitching will be great here today. Brevin Rivers is on the mound here for Wapahani, so we're really looking forward to a great one here this evening from Raider Field. And we appreciate you all for joining us here this evening. This has been our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. We have the coaches meeting coming up here shortly, and then tonight's starting lineups, as well as the first pitch of tonight's game again between the 10-5 Daleville Broncos and the 13-6 Wapahani Raiders. We'll be back with more right after this break.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com as we take a look here at tonight's starting lineups here. First for the Daleville Broncos. Leading things off and playing center field, number 3, Josh Price. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 10, Max Stacker. Batting third and playing second base, number 14, Peyton Smith. Batting fourth and catching, number 18, Ethan Pittsford. Also batting fifth, the pitcher, number 7, Evan Etchison. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 12, Jared Waltermeyer. He'll be hitting for the right fielder, 00, JT Nelson. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 11, Blaine Ty. Batting eighth and playing first base, number 4, Jimmy Bowen. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 17, Caden Gothrop. Again, that is the Daleville Broncos head coach here by Terry Turner. Now we'll take a look here at the starting lineup for your Wapahani Raiders. Leading off and playing center field, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Batting second and playing second base, number 21, Riley Porter. Batting third and catching for the Raiders, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 22, Braxton Davis. Batting fifth and pitching, number 17, Brevin Rivers. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 4, Luke Willman. He'll be hitting for the shortstop, number 5, Evan Roush. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 19, Gage Ganberry. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 10, Seth Adams. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brozier. Again, the Raiders are coached by Brian Dudley, assisted by Jason Dudley, Randy Murphy, Willie Pease, Blake Turner, and Shane Summers. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'll take a pause in the action here for tonight's national anthem and then tonight's first pitch coming up right after this. All righty, good evening and welcome back again here, Raider fans. Again, Brandon Morvillius alongside you with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Joining you now, we got Reds baseball here on the WHS network here this evening. Should be a great one here tonight between Daleville and your Wapahani Raiders. Again, Daleville coming into tonight's game 10-5 on the year, 3-1 in conference, while Wapahani stands in at 13-6 and 4-0 in the MEC conference. So should be a great battle here this evening. Really looking forward to things. Again, here's we take a look here at the leadoff hitter here for Daleville. The center fielder, number 3, Josh Price, comes in here to tonight's game. Currently batting .444 with a home run, a double, also 18 RBIs. One of the biggest offensive threats here for Daleville coming into tonight's game. So we'll see what happens here tonight. Hopefully Wapahani can put a great game together here and come out and execute and hopefully get a victory. So we'll see what happens here. Again, Rivers on the mound, Lipscomb behind the plate. And tonight's first pitch will be in there, called a strike, 0-1. Take a look here at your Jones Auto Body defensive alignment here this evening. Again, Isaiah Brozier out in left field, Garrett Stanley in center, Seth Adams over in right. Around the horn here, Davis at third. Roush at shortstop, Porter at second, and Gadberry over at first. And then again on the mound, Brevin Rivers, and behind home plate, hanging the signs, is Tyson Lipscomb. So again, that's our Jones Auto Body defensive alignment as Price lines one into center field to lead off tonight's game with a single.
Next up to bat, the shortstop, number 10, Max Stretcher.
So now we'll see the shortstop, number 10, Max Stacker, now at the plate. With one on and nobody out here in the top of the first inning, Rivers will come to the set. And the pitch to home plate, bunt attempt. And that's in there, called a strike, 0-1. So Rivers gets a signs there from Lipscomb. He'll come to the set. And the pitch bunted right back to the pitcher. And he's going to go to second, and he's safe at second. So a miscue there will allow runners now at first and second here in the inning.
Stepping up to the plates, the second baseman, number 14.
So Price at second, Stacker at first. And now the second baseman, number 14, Peyton Smith, now at the plate. So Daleville has got it started here early in this one this evening. But Rivers looking to slam the door shut here, hopefully, as that catches the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Smith, a .513 hitter, 2 homers, 5 doubles, 23 RBIs. So essentially the right man for the situation at this point here for Daleville. Outside for a ball, evens the count up here to ball and a strike here on the Broncos second baseman. Swung on and missed, bringing some stinky cheese right there on the inside part of the plate. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Smith. The middle infielders keeping Price as close as possible out there at second. Here's the pitch from Rivers. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Stanley Zutter will make the catch for out number 1 of the inning. So nice job there by Rivers to get the first out right there. And now we'll see the catcher, number 18, Ethan Pittsford.
Next up to bat, the catcher, number 18, Ethan Pittsford.
So Pittsford still with a good opportunity here to get the Broncos on the board, but hopefully Rivers and the rest of the Raiders have something else planned, as Pittsford will foul that one back out of play, 0-1. Be real nice to roll up a double play right here. Rivers getting his signs here from Lipscomb. He'll come to the set. And the 0-1 offering will be in there, strike two. Again, following Pittsford will be Etchison. But we would like to wait to see him next inning. Both runners on the move, and he's going to be, oh, wow, called safe at third. He was out dead left to right on the play. Man. All right, so nevertheless, now you have runners at second and third after a double steal. A ball high and away now to even the count up here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So again, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pittsford with a pair of runners in scoring position here. Rivers with a pitch, and that's going to be a ball high, now 3-2. So Pittsford was down 0-2, is now ran the count to full.
So the one game Star First guy comes to, he's not here to cover the game.
Yeah.
He's here
Just to interview your dad.
Yeah.
For a story next week.
Just as long as we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
We're not covering what's
Okay.
happening.
From what she said, he's not doing anything wrong.
And a payoff pitch.
He's just here to
Strike 3 gets him swinging a big second out right there. So Pittsford's down on strikes for out number 2 of the inning. I just switched that runner over there to second and third. Now had it at first and second, so I apologize about that. But nevertheless, the pitcher, number 7, Evan Etchison, now at the plate with, again, 2 on and 2 out here in the top of the first. Here's the pitch from Rivers as that's in there for a strike, 0-1. Just got to get one more out right here. Looking to slam the door shut here on the inning. Etchison, a dangerous hitter. Rivers will come to the set. Here's the 0-1 offering. Ground ball to second base side. Porter collects, throws on the first. Brevin Rivers, way to get the job done there, young man. So the first 2 runners reach. Nothing to show for, though, here in the inning for the Broncos after Brevin Rivers and the Raiders slam the door shut here in the top of the first inning. Daleville gets no runs here on 1 hit, also 1 error and nobody left on, or rather 2 left on, pardon me. We'll head to the bottom half of the first, scoreless after a half inning. All right, folks, welcome back here with the bottom half of the first inning again here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. As we head here to the bottom half of the first inning, a fantastic job again there by the Raiders, along with the pitching there, Brevin Rivers, to get the job done there in the top of the inning. Allow the first 2 runners to reach, was able to slam the door shut on the inning. So a very, very impressive job there by Rivers and company there in the top of the first inning. But now we'll look towards the bottom half of the first, and we will lead things off here with the center fielder, Garrett Stanley. So Stanley here on the season, batting .406, 4 doubles, 8 RBIs. Again, Etchison on the mound here for the Broncos here today, as that's in there for a ball, 1-0. Pitch is on the way, and a high fly ball in a shallow left field. Left fielder's there and will make the catch for out number 1 of the inning. So 1 up, 1 down, and now we'll see the second baseman, number 21, Riley Porter.
21, Riley Porter.
Porter here on the season, batting .312, 2 homers, 4 doubles, 11 RBIs. The pitch here from Etchison in there, called a strike, 0-1. We take a look here at the Jones Auto Body defensive alignment here for Daleville. Again, out in left field, Caden Gothrop. In center, Josh Price. Over in right is JT Nelson. Around the horn is at third base, Blaine Ty. Shortstop, Max Stacker. At second is Peyton Smith. And then over at first base, Jimmy Bowen. And then again, your battery mates here on the mound is Evan Etchison, and behind home plate, Ethan Pittsford. As that's going to be called strike 3. So Porter goes down on strikes.
Number 3, Tyson Lipscomb.
So now 2 out here in the inning. And that will now bring to the plate the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. Lipscomb batting .382 on the year, 1 homer, 6 doubles, as well as 1 triple and 21 RBIs. So that's in there, a ball low and in, 1-0. Edson with wide up. Here's the pitch. Low and away now. 2 balls, no strikes here on the Raiders' 3-hole hitter. Another ball low and away, 3-0. So far, Etchison not wanting a whole lot to do here with Lipscomb. We'll see what happens if he can come all the way back here in the at-bat. And that one's going to be in there for a strike now, 3-1. Pittsford hangs the signs there, and the windup and the pitch. And that's going to be ball 4. So a 2-out walk here to Lipscomb will now bring to the plate the third baseman, number 22, Braxton Davis.
Next up to bat, the third baseman, number 22.
Davis coming into this evening's game, batting .328, 3 doubles, also a triple, and 14 RBIs on the season. So we'll see if the Raiders have a little 2-out magic here in the bottom of the first. Lipscomb with a nice lead over there. Ground ball here to the shortstop. Tosses on a second, and that's going to end the inning. So a 2-out walk. The Raiders nothing to show for here in the bottom half of the first inning, as Wapahani gets no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We'll head to the top of the second. Again here from beautiful Raider Field in Selma, Indiana. We'll be back with more right after this break.
You need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
All right, folks, welcome back. Here we got your top of the second inning here on the WHS Network. Again, actually been a pretty nice evening of baseball here. First part of the day, had a little bit of rain, had some rain earlier, but really didn't do a whole lot of anything to the field here. This field drains rather well, so unless if we was to get about a quick half an inch to an inch, then we was probably going to play this game tonight anyways. But anyway, here we'll take a look at the top of the second inning here for Daleville, as we'll lead things off here with the designated hitter, Jared Waltermeyer. So 1-0 the count here on Waltermeyer. Rivers has got that curveball working here for him so far. 1-1 the count. Rivers here with a wind-up and fires to the plate. And a fly ball in the right field. Adams will not make the play. Took a little bit of a different path to the baseball there, but still nearly caught up to it. And Waltermeyer ran out of his shoes. So Waltermeyer with a leadoff double to begin things here in the second.
Next up to bat, third base number 11, Blaine Ty.
And now we'll see the third baseman number 11, Blaine Ty, now at the plate. He's got to take a little brief pause in the action, allow Waltermeyer to get his spikes back on. Tell you what, he was flying around the bases so fast, they just flew right off of him. But really, again, Adams was a little bit more shaded towards center field, so had a long way to run, and then looked like the ball just kind of took off on him, kind of misjudged it slightly there, and just barely got over his head, nearly made a spectacular play. And a bunt there to the first base side goes foul, so 0-1 to begin things here on Ty. So back-to-back innings here for Daleville. We've got the leadoff runners on.
He's not scoring.
Rivers will come to the set, and a pickoff move back to second, and he gone! Look at Brevin Rivers.
Big boy can't run.
Beautifully done right there, so that erases the base runner just like that. So instead of one on, there's now one out here in the inning.
Just pinch around him.
Every time.
And they're called strike two now. No balls, 2 strikes here on Ty. Tell you what, that really changes the whole complexion of the inning here.
He wasn't making it.
That was a big pickoff there by Rivers, and that's strike 3. Pull the chainsaw. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. So out number 2 of the inning, and now we'll see the first base number 4, Jimmy Bowen, out to plate. With 2 away in the inning. The number 8 hitter in the order here for Daleville. Rivers comes to the set, and the pitch. And there for a strike, 0-1. So far, I've really liked what I've seen here. I know Rivers has got himself into a little bit of trouble there in the first inning, had the leadoff base runner here in the second. One thing I really like is he's coming out here throwing strikes. That is so important in any game because, a good bulk of the time, pitchers get themselves in a good bulk of their problems just by not being able to throw strikes. They put themselves in bad positions and working from behind every at-bat. So then it gets, puts them in a very good hitter's count. And Rivers just mows right through these final 2 batters of the inning. So after the leadoff double by Waltermeyer, and then the pickoff back at second, a pair of strikeouts to end the inning here. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. So we'll head to the bottom half of the second inning. This will be our Jones Auto Body game break. All right, folks, we'll lead off this bottom half of the second inning with the pitcher, number 17, Brevin Rivers. And the first pitch will be in there for a strike 0-1. Rivers here on the year, a .328 hitter with 2 doubles, also 14 RBIs. As he looks to get this offense going here in the second inning. Now 0-2 the count here on Brevin. There's a pitch from Etchison. Ground ball here to the second base side. And a bobble. So E4 on the play allows Rivers to reach base. And that was about as slow roller as you're going to get. Routine, but unfortunate there for the second baseman, Peyton Smith. Didn't get the glove down and stay down long enough. So the courtesy runner down at first now, number 7, Caleb Henderson. So now Luke Willman at the plate here for the Raiders. And they're called a strike 0-1. Henderson, or rather Willman on the year. Very nice player here, coming in as a freshman, hitting .364, 2 homers, 4 doubles, 15 ribeyes as time is called. But one of those home runs was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, had a grand slam and a doubleheader against Northeastern. So went for the bunt, missed it there, now 0-2. So Etchison will come to the set. Here's the 0-2. And that's going to be into the glove of the second baseman. And a double play. Henderson got off base just a little too far as Willman gets that off the end of the bat for a double play. So now 2 outs here in the inning.
19, Gage Gadberry.
And we'll have the first baseman, number 19, Gage Gadberry, now at the plate. And a pitch swung on and missed. 0-1, taking a good hack right there was Gadberry. Definitely didn't hold anything back right there. As that pitch will be fouled off to the right side, out of play. So Gadberry in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes, with 2 away here in the inning. And another one skied to the right side, out of play. And if you see there, you know, the last batter there in Willman, and then these first few pitches here to Gadberry, throwing to the outside part of the plate, hitters have got to start stepping into that pitch and driving it that way. So 1-2 the count. Etchison with a windup. Here's a 1-2 offering. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So again, lying heavily there on that outside pitch. Etchison gets him swinging for the third and final out of the inning. So the Raiders again held scoreless here in the bottom of the second as they get no runs here on no hits, also 1 error, and nobody left on. We'll head to the top of the third inning again, still scoreless after 2. All righty, folks, welcome back here with the top of the third inning here on the WHS Network. As we'll take a look here at the leadoff hitter to begin the third, the left fielder number 17, Caden Gothrop. Quick 0-1 the count. Rivers looking to get this leadoff man out the first two innings. We've seen the leadoff hitter reach base. But it's 1-1 here on Gothrop. Again, the number 9 hitter in the order for Daleville. Rivers rocks back. Here's a 1-1 pitch. And that's going to be fouled to the third base side into the dugout. So trying to take out his own teammates down there. As it's now 1-2. Man, look at that pitch right there. Another dandy. As he sneaks that one right on by him for the first down of the inning.
Josh Price.
That's 3 consecutive strikeouts here by Rivers. As we'll head back to the top of the order here with center fielder number 3, Josh Price. Led off the game with a single in the center field, but was left stranded at third. So we'll see what at bat number 2 holds here for Price, as that's in there for a strike. 0-1. Ball high and out of the zone now. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Price. Again, following him will be Max Stecker. And then Peyton Smith. Hopefully won't have to get that far. As that's another ball high and inside. Now 2-1.
Well, that's what I thought. It was going to be a proof you got hit by the ball or something. I'm pretty sure he just stretched it. Right. Of course, it's not stretching. No T. Told source to the second.
Another beauty right there by Rivers. Evens the count up here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So far, Rivers has thrown a first pitch strike to 9 of the 10 hitters in this ball game, which is absolutely tremendous. Play down the first base line, and Gadberry makes the play. Excellent camera work there by Redbeard to get that one in there. But Gadberry had to worry about the fence and all, made the play. And that is that's some high-level defense right there by Gadberry. Fantastic job now. 2 outs here in the inning. That's big to get Price out, to keep him off the base pass. And now the shortstop, Max Stecker, at the plate, and down the right field line foul. So 0-1 here on Stecker. Rivers gets a signs. Here's the 0-1. Called strike 2. I'll tell you what, he has got that pitch working for him today. Goodness gracious. So 0-2, Stecker in the hole, as time will be called, and well, time to regroup, get back in there. And the pitch here from Rivers gets him swinging. Lipscomb will throw on down to first, and that's that. What another fine inning of work here by Brevin Rivers. So he gets a pair of strikeouts here in the inning for now his fifth strikeout here of the ball game. Daleville gets no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We'll head to the bottom half of the third. Again, still scoreless here from Raider Field. All right, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network. Again, Brandon Morvillius right here with you with the play-by-play. Jordan Redbeard McCoy again on the camera. Hope all of you are enjoying tonight's game here so far through the first 2.5 innings of play. As we head to the bottom of the third inning here, we'll see the number 8 hitter in the order. Right fielder number 10, Seth Adams, at the plate. Adams here on the year, batting .238, 2 doubles, also 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a ball low and away to start things off here at 1-0. Ball high now, 2-0 the count. Again, really right now throughout these basically now 8 batters, Etchison really keeping the ball on the outside part of the plate to the righties, inside the lefties. And Adams took it to right field exactly where it was pitched. That was a nice job, but unfortunately, the first baseman right there to make the play for the first down of the inning.
Next at the bat, the left fielder number 11, Isaiah Brozier.
So 1 up, 1 down. As now we'll see the left fielder number 11, Isaiah Brozier, at the plate. Tell you what, essentially you got the whole middle open right there. The second baseman shading more towards right, or to the first baseman. And that's going to be in there for a hit. A leadoff single there for Brozier. So nice piece of hitting right there. First pitch hitting. And the first hit of the game there for the Raiders. As we'll see the center fielder number 15, Garrett Stanley, now at the plate. Garrett 0 for 1 here on the night. Flew out to the left fielder to open things up there in the first inning. Tell you what, Brozier has had a real nice season here so far. Coming into that latest at bat there, hitting .304 on the year. That's pretty darn good coming from your 9 hitter. So 0-1 here to Stanley. Raiders looking to wreak a little havoc here in the bottom of the third inning, as that one's going to be another pitch outside, even the count up here at 1-1. And Stanley batting .406. Big time threat getting on base, and then when he does get on base, he's very much of a threat on the base pass. As it's 2-1 to the Raiders center fielder Riley Porter, waiting on deck. Etchison will come to the set, and a 2-1 offering will be bunted, and that's going to be a bunt single right there, no question about it. A well-placed bunt there by Garrett Stanley, executed to a T, and the Raiders now have him at first and second and only 1 out.
Base number 21, Riley Porter.
Second hit of the inning, back-to-back hits here for Wapahani. So we'll now have Brozier at second, Stanley at first, and the second baseman, number 21, Riley Porter, standing at home plate. Porter struck out looking in the first, but he's definitely had a hot bat throughout the season, especially here of late, as he swings and misses 0-1 to begin things. So good speed out there at first and second, a ball high and up. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Porter. Fouls that one back and out of play. So Porter going to have to work from behind here, now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anything close, you can't be taken there. That's what happened the first at bat there for him. Anything close, you got to put hopefully the sweet part of the bat on the baseball here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Etchison taking a long look in there to Pittsford. He'll come to the set, and now time's called. So a little reset there. Etchison back on the rubber. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be lined into left field. Here comes Brozier around third, and they're going to hold him right there. So 3 consecutive hits here for the Raiders. And the bases are now loaded.
Next up to the plate, the catcher, number 3.
And the right man for the right job in the right situation right here and right now.
Grand slam, Tyson. You got this. That's what we're all thinking.
So now the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb, will now stand in. And you got to cash in on an opportunity such as this. Lipscomb drew a walk in the first inning, nowhere to put him here. And that's in there, called a strike, 0-1. Again, Lipscomb, a .382 hitter, leads the team in RBIs with 21 of them. If I remember correctly, just last week or somewhere here recently, he was right there in the top 10 in RBIs in the state. So this will definitely not only boost the numbers there, but more importantly, get the Raiders on the board and give them a lead. So 0-1 the count. Etchison looking in there, gets the signs, and the 0-1 will be a ball low and to even the count up here at 1-1. So your corner infielders playing in. Second and shortstop. Still right there close to middle to double play depth.
I doubt we're here tomorrow. I doubt we're here tomorrow.
So a little mound visit here between pitcher and catcher. While we have some time here, I'd like to thank our sponsors here this evening. Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fannin. They're located at 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops in which they have been servicing the community for over 30 years. If you have any questions, make sure to contact them. 765-284-2593. Again, that is Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. So back to baseball here. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Lipscomb. Here's the pitch and another one low to run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike here on the Raiders catcher. Again, nowhere to put him here. You have Brozier at third, Stanley at second, and Porter at first after 3 consecutive hits by the Raiders. And a pitch. And a ball high now, 3-1. Etchison again will come to the set. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be skied up in the infield. And the third baseman will drop the ball, but unfortunately for the Raiders there, that's called the old infield fly rule. So the batter out right there for the second out of the inning. That was a big out there for Etchison.
Next up to bat, third base number 22, Braxton Davis.
So Braxton Davis now at the plate. Swung on and missed 0-1. Going back to that outside part of the plate. Davis pulling off on that pitch, and I've already said it a couple different times here. He likes to go away from the righties, so you're going to have to step into the pitch and take it that way. Back outside again, and that was definitely a ball, but I guess great framework there by the catcher to make that a strike. Now 0-2. And that's going to be skied back to the backstop area, out of play. So the count will remain here at 0-2.
No.
No balls, 2 strikes. Base is loaded, 2 out. Here's the pitch. And fouls it off barely there by Davis. So we're going to redo it here at 0-2.
Sir, what were you doing in baseball game? Well, give me $50. I really don't know why. Just shut up. I'll make sure to do it.
No balls, 2 strikes on Davis. Etchison once again comes to the set. Here's the pitch. Ball high. Pretty good pitch right there just to change the eye level of the hitter. So now I'd say more than likely he's going to go back to low and away again. Hopefully Davis doesn't fall for it. Here's the pitch. And goes back up just a little bit there and gets a strikeout to end the inning. So the Raiders had them loaded, but a infield fly there by Lipscomb and then a strikeout of Davis will end the inning. So the Raiders get no runs here on 3 hits. Also no errors and 3 left on base. We'll head to the top of the 4th. Again, still scoreless after 3 from Raider Field. Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Payne in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. Welcome back here to the top of the 4th inning here on the WHS Network. Again, a scoreless game here so far through the first 3 innings of play, as it's 1-0 to begin things here on Peyton Smith. And their strike. 1-1 the count.
We finally got him back. Damn, we about to got your coach.
One ball and 2 strikes here to Smith. Rivers rocks back. Here's the pitch. Ground ball here to the shortstop. And Roush with no play. That was going to be a tough play either way there to the backhand.
They're going to take you out again, Evan.
So a leadoff base runner there in Peyton Smith.
Next up to the plate, the catcher number 18, Ethan Pittsburgh.
Going to rule that a infield single. I think even if he makes that clean, that's going to be tough to rifle that one over there and get him. So a leadoff single here by Smith. We'll see the catcher, Ethan Pittsburgh, now at the plate. Rivers will come to the set and fires home, ball high, 1-0. Pittsburgh there, his first plate appearance of the day, struck out swinging in the first. So 0 for 1 here so far, looking to roll up possibly a double play here, but instead it's going to be a bunt there to the first baseman. Nice play there, and good job there by Porter to get over there in time. So a 3-4 put out for the first down of the inning. That moves Smith now up to second base. on the sacrifice. So now the man in scoring position will see the pitcher, number 7, Evan Etchison, at the plate. Grounded out to the second baseman to end the top of the first inning. And as he'll foul that one back to the backstop, 0-1. Again, coming into tonight's game, Rivers on the mound here so far throughout the season, 3-2 with a 2.01 ERA. And that's just in 24 1/3 innings pitched. Has 7 walks, 34 strikeouts. Again, that's all coming into tonight's game there for Brevin Rivers, as that's going to get down in there for a single in the left field. So Brozier will get it back in, as the Broncos will now have him on the corners with still only 1 out here in the inning. So we'll have a courtesy runner down at first. It's going to be number 24, Derek Lawrence. So Lawrence now at second. And the designated hitter, Jared Waltermeyer, now at the plate. Had a leadoff double to begin the second inning, and then was later on picked off at second. So we'll see what's in the cards here. Rivers looking to get out of trouble here in the fourth, as that's on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Again, the Broncos have put together 2 hits here in the top of the fourth inning, 1 by Smith and now 1 by Etchison, as they have runners at the corners, middle infield there with Roush and Porter in double play depth. We'll see what happens here. A little nubber there to the first baseman. Gadberry won't get there in time. So now it's 0-2. Following Waltermeyer will be Blaine Ty. But Waltermeyer in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 away, and runners on the corners here in the top of the fourth. Rivers with a pickoff move back to first, as Lawrence will be back in here safely at first.
There's a player on Saturday that had the last name of Dix. We kept thinking more about the same chicken in the hole.
And the pitch here by Rivers. Strike 3. Pulled it, chainsaw. He gone. Second out of the inning. A big strike out there by Rivers.
Next up to that, the third base.
To get Waltermeyer looking there. And now the number 7 hitter in the order, the third baseman, number 11, Blaine Ty, at the plate. Struck out looking back in the second, 0 for 1. Man, oh man, nice pitch there from Brevin. Rifles that one in there for a called strike, 0-1. Come to the set here again, 0-1 offering. Will be a little bloop shot in the right field. Adams there to make the play, and that will end the inning. So the Broncos get a couple runners on, had a man in scoring position with only 1 out here in the inning, nothing to show for, as they get no runs here on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth again, still scoreless here from beautiful Raider Field. We'll be back with more on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops,
Welcome back here to Raider Baseball here on the WHS Network. Bottom of the fourth inning here from Raider Field, and we'll begin things here with the pitcher, number 17, Brevin Rivers. Rivers so far 0 for 1 here on the day. Reached base on an error by the second baseman back in the second inning, and a fly ball down the left field line, and that's going to get down in there for a double. So Rivers will head on in there safely at second. And that's a heck of a way to get the party started here in the fourth inning. So a leadoff double by Rivers. We'll see, I'm sure, a courtesy runner now. Yeah, it'll be Caleb Henderson. So he'll trot on out there to second base. Nice job there by Brevin, helping yourself and helping your teammates there.
Next up bat, the designated hitter number 4, Luke Willman.
So now we have the designated hitter number 4, Luke Willman, at the plate. With a leadoff base runner on second. Willman 0 for 1 so far, lined into a double play in the second inning. And time will be called. So both teams so far with 4 hits apiece. And we're here in the fourth inning. And the batter wears number 4. There's 4s all around the board here. Nice bunt by Willman. A play down at first will get him by a step. So way to help your team right there. Take one for the team. Put down the sacrifice bunt. And that was a
Now batting left, first baseman
5-4 put out, I think, right there. So Henderson down at third base with 1 away, and the first baseman, number 19, Gage Gadberry, at the plate. Swung on and missed, 0-1. Again, still work on that outside part of the plate. Atchison thinking, hey, if you're going to beat me, then you're going to beat me to the right side. Infield playing in on the grass. Here's the pitch. And a little dribbler to the third base side foul. So 0-2 the count here on Gadberry. Got to protect now. Let's see if he can find a little magic in that boomstick there and hopefully get the Raiders on the board here in the fourth inning. Atchison with a pitch and a ball high and away to run the count now to 1-2. Got a very nice crowd on hand here for this Wednesday night baseball game here from Raider Field. Big conference game between these two teams. Wapahani coming in at 4-0. Daleville coming in at 3-1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Gadberry. Atchison will come to the set and the pitch. Gets him swinging for out number 2 of the inning. So a big strike out there of Gadberry. And now we'll see the right fielder, number 10, Seth Adams, at the plate.
Right fielder number 10, Seth Adams.
Adams 0 for 1, lined out to the first baseman in the third inning. So if he can put that same, I guess, little recipe together here, see if he can shoot that back in the right field again. Because, again, Atchison has been living on the outside part of the plate for good majority of the ball game here. One ball, no strikes. Time called there by Adams. One ball, no strikes. Henderson at third and 2 away. Swung on and missed. Now 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And down the third baseline foul. Nearly takes out Henderson and Coach Dudley all at the same time. That would have been not so good there for the Raiders. One ball and 2 strikes here on Adams. Atchison again will come to the set here, and the 1-2 offering. Oh, nice job there by Adams to hold back right there. So Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And pull the chainsaw. That's going to be strike 3. Gets him looking to end the inning. So another runner stranded here by the Raiders. Gives them now 5 runners stranded here on the night. No runs, also 1 hit, and no errors and 1 left on. We'll head to the top of the 5th here, ladies and gentlemen. After 4 innings of play, scoreless. All right, folks, welcome back here again. Brandon Morvillius again alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy here with the top of the 5th inning. And we'll lead things off here with the first baseman, number 4, Jimmy Bowen. 0-1 to begin things, as that one's going to be fouled back. Now 0-2. Bowen so far 0 for 1, struck out swinging in the second inning. Rivers here with the wind-up. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that'll get him swinging. So Lipscomb held on to that. Another strikeout and another victim there by Rivers.
Next up that, the left fielder number 17, Caden Docker.
Really collecting the strikeouts here now. So 1 out here in the inning, and the left fielder, Caden Gothrop, at the plate. 7 strikeouts here on the night so far for Brevin. Fly ball into shallow left center field. Stanley's there, will make the catch for out number 2 of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down so far for the Broncos. And right back to the top of the order with the center fielder, number 3, Josh Price.
Back at the top of the lineup, the center fielder number 3.
So Price, 1 for 2 on the day. Singled to begin the game and then stole third base and left stranded there. And then he fouled out to the first baseman back in the 3rd inning, as Rivers will start him off 0-1 after the swing and miss.
How great would it be if there was like a gap between like the 4th and the 5th inning where you do like a halftime show out on the field? So my next
Rivers with a wind-up. Here's the pitch. Ball high and away. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Price. Swung on and missed strike 2. Getting him with a little bit of The high heat there by Rivers.
Bring out the Raider dance.
So let's see if he goes back with a fastball or completely throws him off here. Maybe go a little curveball low and away. And keeps it in the middle of the plate and sends it down to third base line. So that's going to be fair ball. And that's going to be a 2-out double by Price. Didn't hit all that hard, but got just enough on it to send it down to third base line for a 2-out double. So now we'll see the shortstop, Max Stacker, at the plate. Stacker 0 for 1 here, or actually 0 for 2 here on the night. Struck out back in the third inning. Called a strike on the outside part of the plate there, 0-1. That looked maybe slightly off the plate, but main thing is he's been consistent with it, so we'll roll with it. As long as he's consistent both ways, then really probably not going to hear too many arguments by anybody. Ground ball there to Roush. Messes that one. Now a throw to home plate. Throws it over the head of the catcher. Now we're going to have a play down to third, and he's going to be in there safely. So Stacker reaches all the way around to third base, only to a play to the shortstop. So really, I would say 2 errors here on the play. The error originally there allows Stacker to reach base. Then the other error, the throwing error that allowed Stacker to reach third.
Stepping up to the plates, the second baseman, number 14, Peyton Smith.
So a very unfortunate turn of events right there, but a 1-0 Daleville lead now after a couple of errors. So 0-1 to begin things here on the second baseman, Peyton Smith. Again, Daleville still has a runner out there now at third base, and this is all came with 2 out here in the inning. Rivers more or less had his way through the first 2 hitters of the inning. Now ball 2, blowing away. Oh, actually now 3-0. I thought that was a 2-1 count. So 3 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. In there, called a strike on the outside part of the plate. There now, 3-1. And a ground ball there to the first baseman, Gadberry. Throws on to first, and that's going to end the inning. So good job there by Rivers to get himself out of further trouble. But the Broncos put a run up on the board here in the inning after a pair of errors. And a 1-0 lead here after 4.5 innings for the Broncos. We'll be back with more here on the WHS Network. Bottom half of the fifth inning here, folks. Glad to have all you with us here for Raider baseball as we enter the bottom half of the fifth inning. And the Raiders behind 1-0 here so far, but we'll see what happens here in the bottom of the fifth with the leadoff hitter, left fielder number 11, Isaiah Brozier at the plate. So watch that one sailing by there, 0-1 to begin things. Brozier so far on the night, 1 for 1. Singled back in the third. So we'll look to get the Raiders going here in the fifth inning. Ball low and away. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to the Raiders left fielder. Etchison with a windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. That's a ball a little bit low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Gets him. Oh, no, foul ball. So it's tipped in and out of the glove there of the catcher. Here's the 2-2 pitch, a ball low. To now run the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes here on the number 9 hitter in the Raiders order. And a little nubbler fouled back to the backstop area. Here's the payoff pitch to Brozier. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Brozier worked the count, but unfortunately went down swinging error to begin the inning. Now back to the top of the order with the center fielder, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Garrett so far 1 for 2 on the night. Flew out to the left fielder back in the first inning and then singled in the third. And a ground ball there to the third baseman. He'll throw on to first. Man, that was a very nice pick there by the first baseman. Very nice pick. So 2 up, 2 down to begin the bottom of the fifth. And now we'll see the second baseman, number 21, Riley Porter. Porter also 1 for 2 on the evening. Struck out looking in the first and singled in the third. Was left stranded in the inning. So we'll see if Porter can get this Raider offense going now with 2 out here in the inning. As that's in there, called a strike 0-1. Etchison, really for the most part, has been grooving right through this ball game so far, other than that 4th inning. We've left, the 3rd inning. But really, other than that, he's had a very good outing coming out here, throwing some strikes early in the count through the last few innings, continuing to work the outside part of the plate. And Porter will send one over the third baseman's head in the left field. So a 2-out single by Riley Porter. Nice piece of hitting there by the young man. So he's on down at first with 2 away, and now we'll see the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb.
Next at the bat, the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb.
So Lipscomb, 0 for 1. Drew a walk in the first inning, and then popped it up in the infield for the infield fly rule. Let's see what Tyson could do right here, right now, as it's 0-1 to start things off here on the Raiders catcher. Again, Porter down at first, 2 away here in the inning. Nice pitch there by Etchison, but goes around the outside part of the plate to even the count up here to ball and a strike. The 1-1 just a bit low there for a ball. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. It's a good hitter's count here for Tyson. Let's see if Etchison might leave a mistake right over the plate. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Another one outside for ball 3. Overthrowing just a little too much on that pitch. So still a favorable count for Lipscomb. 3 balls, 1 strike. As time will be called. Again, 2 out here in the inning. First 2 guys sent down. Brozier with a strikeout. Really worked the count there, but unfortunately fell victim to the strikeout by Etchison. And then ground ball out there to Stanley, and a deep fly ball to right center field. Doesn't have enough, and right at the wall, the center fielder makes a catch for the 3rd and final out of the inning. So Lipscomb nearly had enough on it, but not quite enough to get it out of the ballpark as Daleville leads 1-0 after 5 innings of play here from Raider Field. We'll step aside, and again, this will be our Jones Auto Body game break. Back here with the top of the 6th inning, again with our Jones Auto Body game break here so far. Daleville, 1 run here on 5 hits, also no errors, while Wapahani has no runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. Going into the top of the 6th inning here from beautiful Raider Field here on the WHS Network. So we'll set things off here in the top of the 6th with a catcher, number 18, Ethan Pittsford. And that is in there for a ball away, 1-0. So Pittsford so far 0 for 1 on the night. Struck out swinging in the first and then put down a sacrifice bunt in the 4th. Another ball away, now 2-0.
Facebook app updated and now I'm tripping. When I'm on YouTube, it's everything's so white.
And there's strike, now 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, and that one's in there for a leadoff single to begin things for the Broncos half of the 6th. So 1 for 2 now for Pittsford on the evening. And we'll see a courtesy runner now, number 5, Blake Johnson, now come in and run for the catcher.
Next up to bat, the pitcher number 7, Evan Etchison.
That's it, even Etchison. Even Etch.
So Evan Etchison now to play.
Etch catch.
Showing bunt. Here's the pitch. Brings it back there. Swung on and missed 0-1. So again, Johnson now at first, running for Pittsford.
That sound of the
Rivers glances over at first. He'll come to the set. And the 0-1. Bunted right back to the pitcher. Got time to go to second and airmails it into center field.
You could make this something easy if you had overthrown it. Oh, God. He's not 10 feet tall.
So not the way you want to begin the inning. Third error now in the game here for Wapahani.
Stepping up to the plates, the designated.
He's got runners on the corners. Nobody out here in the top of the sixth inning. Tell you what, this is definitely not the time of the game where you want to fall apart here and things start to go south for you.
Picking on water.
So the number 6 hitter in the order, designated hitter, number 12, Jared Waltermeyer at the plate. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Here's a pitch by Rivers, and that's going to be in there for a ball, 1-0. So one thing, Rivers right there in that situation, I don't know if it was just that he rushed himself or what the case might have been, had plenty of time to set his feet, make a good throw to second. Just unfortunately sailed on him. And a little pop up there to the first baseman for out number 1 of the inning. So nice pitch right there to get inside there on Waltermeyer.
Number 11, Blaine Ty.
So a good start there to getting out of this inning. So now a double play will get you out of the inning right here, as that one's fouled off out of play. 0-1 here to the Broncos third baseman. 0 for 2 on the day here for Blaine Ty. Struck out looking in the second, then flew out to the right fielder in the fourth. Rivers takes a long look in there, gets what he likes, and a 0-1. A pitch out, and, well, I think somebody missed a sign right there. I think that was supposed to be the good old suicide squeeze. And, well, unfortunately for them, it didn't work out. So 1-1 the count now, 2 out in the inning. The base runner raced, so now only a man at second base. Swung on and missed, and I guess he offered at that pitch. So that was strike 3. So that's going to end the inning. So promising there for Daleville, and worked out very well there for the Raiders. I'm telling you what, this game is, you've seen a little bit of everything here and there throughout the first 5.5 innings of this one, as Daleville gets no runs here on 1 hit, also 1 error, and 1 left on. We'll head to the bottom half of the 6th here from Raider Field. 1-0 Daleville. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here as we begin the bottom half of the 6th inning with the third baseman, Braxton Davis. So So 1 ball and 1 strike. And fouled back out of play. It's now run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tell you what, that was a really good job there last inning, the last half inning there in the top of the 6th by Rivers to get out of the inning there. You had runners on the corners, nobody out, and made some really great pitches. And I know during the break there, I'm not sure who called the pitch out there on that bat there to the young man. They had a pitch out right there as Davis rifles one in the left center field. That's going to be in there for a leadoff single to begin the inning here for the Raiders. And now he's going to go ahead and take second base. So make that a double. That's heads up base running right there by Braxton Davis. But nevertheless, to call the pitch out, a very well executed game plan right there. Rivers makes the pitch. Tyson Lipscomb makes a catch, tags the runner out on the suicide squeeze, and the rest was history after that. But just a fantastic job and a great way to begin this 6th inning now for Wapahani as we're down a run, but can get right back into the thick of things here rather quickly. So 0-1 the count on Brevin Rivers. 1 for 2 on the day so far for Brevin. Reached base on an error in the 2nd inning and then had a leadoff double in the 4th. And the pitch. Ball low and away, now 1-1. So Davis with a pretty decent lead out there at second. Atchison. Brief pause there and another one in there for a ball low and away. Missed on the outside part of the plate now, 3-1 the count here on Brevin Rivers as Atchison continues to live on that outside part of the plate. We'll see if the Raiders can cash in. Oh, man, he got a nice pitch to swing at right there. Just missed was Rivers. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out and 1 on out there at second and Davis. Atchison will come to the set and the payoff pitch. Ball 4. So a great at bat there by Brevin. We'll have a courtesy runner down at first. Will be Caleb Henderson. So Davis at second, Henderson at first. And the hitter, the designated hitter, number 4, Luke Willman at the plate. 0 for 1 so far today. Lined out into a double play in the 2nd inning, then put down a sacrifice bunt in the 4th.
You put Nolan in for Gage next. Just FYI.
And in there for a ball, 1-0. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Tell you what, Willman took a good old hearty hack at that one. Tell you what, that if he would have got a hold of that, that definitely would have been sent out there pretty good. But instead, we stand here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Time called. Good way to really keep the pitcher from getting any kind of, I guess, momentum going, some good vibes going. Keep him off balance here a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike to Willman. And a pickoff move back to second, and he throws it into center field. Tell you what, it was a good thing that, they're going to call a balk. They're going to call a balk, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at the second base. There's someone out here earlier that said, watch for the bulk. I don't know who it was.
So a little, I guess, conference, if you will, between the field umpire and Coach Terry Turner.
Caleb stays. Fraction advances.
So again, runners now on the corners. Again, Willman still at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. So again, Davis now advances on to third base after the balk. Henderson stays put at first base. Etchison will come to the plate and finds that inside part of the plate right there. Now 1-2.
Really?
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Take it out.
And the pitch, a ball low and away. One thing there by the catcher I've been noticing throughout the night as well, especially on that outside pitch low, instead of catching it more out front, he's catching it way behind. If he catches that more in front, might be able to possibly frame that just enough for a strike, which I'm glad he's not, but nevertheless, I guess just something to think about there. Way to hold right there by Willman. So works the count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. First and second, nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Atchison will get his signs and the payoff pitch. Little nub shot in the right center field, and that's going to be down in there for an RBI single. Oh, heck yes. Luke Willman gets the job done, and the Raiders are on the board. So still nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A fantastic at bat there by Willman, all topped off there by a RBI single. So Henderson out second, Willman at first, and we'll have a pinch hitter be number 16, Nolan Dudley now at the plate. He's hitting for the first baseman, Gage Gadberry. So I'm not sure if Dudley will stay in the game. More than likely, I don't think he plays first base. Primarily pitches and plays third. But I guess we'll see what happens. So a beautiful place bunt right there by Dudley. Gets the job done. A very productive out right there. Way to get the job done there, young man.
Next up the bat, right fielder number 10, Seth Adams.
That's how you do it right there, folks. So a 3-4 force out right there. Again, moves the runners to second and third, 1 away. Seth Adams at the plate, infield playing in. And a little safety squeeze, and it's going to work out beautiful. Nobody's at second base, and now Adams with a little heads-up base running, and the Raiders have got it a-rolling. So a big-time mental error by the Broncos. About as great of a bunt as you're going to get there by Seth Adams. Puts down the safety squeeze. Gets a hit out of it. And an RBI. And still second and third. Brozier bunts it there to the third baseman. Throws down the first. And that's that. Bunted it maybe a little bit too hard. So 2 outs down the inning after the 5-3 put out.
At the plates, the center fielder number 15, Garrett Stanley.
So again, you got Willman at third, Adams second, 2 away, and back to the top of the order with center fielder number 15, Garrett Stanley. 2-1 lead here for Wapahani. Tell you what, I'm not sure where that missed at right there. That's going to be 1-0. One ball, no strikes to the Raiders center fielder, Etchison, with the pitch. And that's going to be fouled back and out of play now, 1-1. And a fly ball in the right field. Right fielder's there and will make the catch for the third and final out of the inning. But the Raiders put 2 runs up on the board here in the bottom of the 6th inning as they get 2 runs here on 3 hits. Also 1 error and 2 left on base. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Raiders lead it 2-1. We'll be back right after this break.
When you need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Welcome back, folks, to the top of the 7th inning here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. A 2-1 lead as we enter the top of the 7th here for Wapahani. They was able to push 2 runs across there in the bottom half of the 6th to take the lead. And we'll see what happens here. We have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up here for the Daleville Broncos to begin the 7th. Again, Gage Gadberry back out there at first base. Nolan Dudley pinch hit for him there in the bottom half of the 6th, but Dudley out of the game. Gadberry back in there, only pinch hitting there for him. And now we'll start off here at first base, number 4, Jimmy Bowen. Scratch that. We have a pinch hitter now. Number 19, Aiden Wilson. And a pitch just a bit high there, now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. So, boy, very close right there. But was able to sneak it on that outside part of the plate, now 1-2. Rivers there with the windup. Here's the pitch and a ball high to even the count up here at 2-2. Again, first plate appearance of the evening here for Wilson. You have Caden Gothrop waiting patiently on deck after him. And a pitch. Ball away, now 3-2. Just overthrowing just a bit there on that last pitch. Wouldn't be surprised if I come back with something off speed right here. Came back with a good old-fashioned heat. What do I know? First down of the inning.
Left fielder number 17, Caden Gothard.
And now we'll see left fielder Caden Gothrop now back in here. 0 for 2 here on the night. And instead, now we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Gothrop. Pulled him back in.
22.
It's going to be number 22, Braden Danner.
I'll change their mind. Yeah, back up.
So Danner now hitting with one away here in the inning. Just a bit outside, now 1-0. Following Danner, we'll be back to the top of the order there with Josh Price. Look at that. Look at that. A beautiful pitch here by Rivers. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 away here in the inning. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Again, Rivers coming back with the heat. Let's see if he stays with the heat right here. Here's a 1-2. Comes back, curveball. Roush on the first. Nice play right there. Roush with a little 6-3 putout for the second out of the inning.
Now batting the center fielder number 3, Josh.
And now back to the top of the order here for the Daleville Broncos. Center fielder number 3, Josh Price. 2 for 3 here on the day. Had a leadoff single to begin the game. Had a stolen base. Also fouled out to the first baseman in the third and then doubled and scored a run in the fifth. And he'll start Price off with a ball low and away, 1-0. And they're called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Price, 2 away. Only 1 more out to get. Hopefully the Raiders can get it done right here. Here's the 1-1 offering. Swung on and missed, strike 2. So Price steps back in there. Rivers back on the rubber. Down to the last strike. Rivers with a windup and a 1-2 pitch. Ground ball right back up the middle. Roush will make the play, and that's going to end the ball game. Evan Roush showing off some range right there, and the Raiders will win it by a final score here of 2-1 in a very hard-fought matchup here between Wapahani and Daleville. Folks, we'll step aside here for a break, and we'll be back here with our Raiders Live postgame here on the WHS Network. win at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Finn in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. All righty, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, here to our Raiders Live post-game report. Wapahani with the 2-1 victory here over Daleville here this evening. A very big win here for Wapahani, coming into tonight's game with a little bit of momentum coming off the win of Cambridge City on Saturday. Didn't really start out too good for us here offensively, but here late in the game was able to get the job done. We left plenty of runners on base. We ended up leaving 7 runners on base here this evening. Had some scoring opportunities, but definitely scored, right when we needed to there in the bottom half of the 6th inning to get a very big win over number 2 and 1A, the Daleville Broncos. Overall line score here for Brevin Rivers on the evening now improved to 4-2 on the season. Went a complete game, 7 innings. Only allowed 6 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 9 strikeouts here this evening for, again, the winning pitcher of record, Brevin Rivers. Again, the losing pitcher here this evening, Evan Etchison of the Daleville Broncos. He still pitched a very, very good game. Tough loss there for him and Daleville, but just a great matchup here between both of these teams. Hard-fought matchup all the way through, and a lot of what I expected here this evening. I didn't really expect any kind of lopsided game. It was a very well-pitched game on both sides, very evenly matched, and highly competitive. And that's what we got. That's what we expected, and it was a good win for us here tonight from Raider Field. The Raiders overall 2 runs here on 8 hits, had 3 errors and 7 left on base. While Daleville, they end up collecting 1 run here on 6 hits, also 2 errors and 6 left on base total. So both teams definitely had their fair share of guys left on base in some key moments, but like I said, the pitching outshined, I think, everything here this evening. Both guys throwing strikes. Rivers, again, did not walk a single batter here tonight. That is so important for your pitcher to come out there, throw strikes, get ahead of hitters. Not getting behind, not having to work from behind all the time. But not only that, just went out there and made the hitters work. And made them earn it instead of walking guys. So that was just a great pitching performance here again this evening by Brevin Rivers. So kudos there to him. Congratulations to him and the Wapahani Raiders on a well-deserved victory here this evening. 2-1 final score here today. Again, Wapahani improves to 14-6 on the year, 5-0 in the MEC Conference, and they'll be back at it again tomorrow night here at home against the Eastern Hancock Royals. So, folks, we appreciate you all for joining us here this evening. It's been a great night of Raider baseball. We hope you enjoyed the ball game, and make sure to join us next time right back here on the WHS Network. So, again, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors here this evening: Jones Auto Body, Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Dealership, University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle, DDS, as well as B. Joseph Davis, Attorney at Law, FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors, Ted Cook and Joanne Davis, the Liberty Perry Alumni Association, and also a huge thanks to our good friends at Harris Chapel Church, along with Pastor Jim Ballinger and his wife Janie. Greatly appreciate them. and all that they do. So, folks, until next time, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Again, have a great night, and thanks again for watching us right here on the WHS Network.